Boom! Welcome back to NXT Round Up. My voice just cracking all over the fucking place. Seriously, that sounded like bad. I think I'm turning into Tony Schimmel, the rated R superstar. Anyway, welcome back to NXT Roundup. I am the dad bod god, the bald, the beard, the fucking beautiful Piers Austin. And once again, I am joined by the best on the West Coast, my man, my brother from another mother, Mr. California. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, not a lot, bro. How you doing? You sound a little worse for wear there, my friend.
Yeah, I'm on the back end of it, bro. I'm just getting my vocals are just recovering a bit. I've been violently ill, throwing up like a motherfucker for the past couple of days. But I'm on the mend, bro, and I'm excited to be sitting here on this Wednesday evening talking to you about NXT yet again. But before we get into it, let's take a quick second, a quick pause for that cause to thank some of those amazing sponsors that help us keep this show going every single week. First up is healthvape.com. These guys are your healthy vaping alternative. All of their products are no nicotine, no addictive or harmful chemicals, and they're vitamin infused. So use that promo code MWAPOD to get a 10% discount on your final purchase. Guys, also make sure you check out Sleefs.com. That's SLEEFS sleeves.com. They've got armbands, compression pants, compression shorts, compression socks, headbands, boots, and you know they've got those dirty boxes that you all love. So make sure you check out sleeves.com. Use that promo code MWAPOD to get a 10% discount on your final purchase. We got Mr. Michael Mados in the house. Good morning from the States. Pierce, my man, Mr. Mados, it's a pleasure to see you. But California, what an interesting week of NXT, bro. Before we go into breakdown here, what did you overall?
Yeah, it was all right. It was okay. Wasn't like the best episode of Scene. Wasn't the worst either. It was just middle of the ground for me, but some pretty good matches on the show too. Yeah, I did have to take a nap halfway through though.
Bro, so did I. The show started off with Bron Breakker and Tommaso Ciampa versus Dolph and Robert Roode, and Bron Breakker and Tommaso Ciampa coming out and matching onesies was pretty cute.
I liked it. I like the touch.
Yeah, and then doing the pat on the back gimmick as well. Like I thought, I don't know, because even later in the show we saw the heat get thrown in there from Dolph Ziggler going, oh wait, I've already beaten him. So to me, it's interesting to see they went such buddy in this tag team match. But look, to be honest, I thought the match overall was pretty good. I thought Bron kicking out of Ziggler's finish was that could have been made a bit of a bigger deal.
Yeah, is it still his finish? I haven't watched Ziggler on the main roster in a long time. I would imagine it still is. He's used it for a long time, so
I can't see why it wouldn't be this exact wouldn't be his finish. It looks cool. It's a cool move. But even then, it happened in the first minute or two of the match. And I was like, really? Where do you go from that? I don't know. But what do you think of the match?
When we were opening the show with it, I thought to myself, should this be opening the show? Because this was the most anticipated match on the show for me. I would have opened with the North American Championship match, considering Carmelo Hayes. I believe he main evented last week, but I might be wrong. I did notice that Wade Barrett threw in a sly beer money at one stage.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Loving Bron's Steiner line now, bro. He's really laying that clothesline in when he hits it off the ropes. The match built great. And, man, that spear on Dolph. Holy shit.
Let me ask you this, right? I'm going to go back to the onesie thing. Did it look like Tommaso Ciampa just didn't fit it? He's a jack dude. He's shredded as fuck, but he just looked like a little kid in dad's t-shirt kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought that too. I did also like the double team the old Steiner double bulldog. I was hoping for the rolling DDT off the shoulders, but
That would have
can't
been
have
dope.
everything. Can't have
That would have
everything,
been.
unfortunately. But yeah, I was surprised that the Dirty Dogs didn't get the win in the end. I guess that they needed to get Ciampa to get a pinfall over Ziggler to continue this story. But I thought the established team, former Raw tag champions or whatever, SmackDown tag, who knows anymore. I would have thought they might have got the win to at least establish their team on NXT. I don't know if Robert Roode's sticking around or not, but it was a very good match.
I did pop at the glorious entrance though.
Me too, yeah. And it made me think, how could you not have that guy keep that song? That's such a great theme song, man.
Because they don't want him to get over, bro. That's the only thing. You know how WWE works.
So fucked, man. It's just ridiculous how they plan out someone's trajectory ahead of time, and that's it. They're stuck in that spot.
I mean, I think that's what they probably looked at Rude as being, is like, he's a great worker. As Steve Austin would say, a great mechanic, someone that you can have there and build guys around. Like, he's got the reputation. He's been in the business. Fans kind of know who he is and what he's done. But then, he can use him to get guys over. And I think that's what they used to do. But here, I think that they injected him into this storyline because they had to. But, you saw in the segment later in the show, like, he was nowhere to be seen. It was just, this thing with Dolph is to get Dolph over, or to get Dolph over to get Bron Breakker over. Is Dolph going to end up winning the NXT title? It'd be cool if he did. It'd be cool if he did, but like, I don't see him taking the title off Breakker anytime soon, man.
Neither do I. I think this is all just building just for Bron to have a strong challenger. I don't think they've got really anyone on the NXT roster that has been built up enough for him to have that next program with after he's done with Tommaso.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I completely agree. Like, there's a couple of names there that they can go to. Like the next guy that came out to do a promo, LA Knight. Man, LA Knight is such a fucking entertaining guy to watch. Like, I could sit there and just watch him talk for fucking hours. Like, I really dig it. This Grayson Waller and LA Knight storyline is actually going pretty good. And I thought it would be like, because it's been going on since like December, I think, or no, longer, October.
October, yeah, since just before Halloween Havoc, I believe they started this thing.
So, like, that's a pretty long storyline to sort of be going. It's had a slow burn, but they've got a match next week, which is kind of like, I don't know, like the connotations. Did you get the feeling it's going to be like a last man standing match?
I'm not sure, bro. Maybe. Who knows? We'll have to tune in to find out.
Yeah, true, man. But overall, man, like, I thought it was pretty. LA Knight's pretty entertaining, dude, man. I just don't know why he's in NXT, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a little bit older than a lot of the talent there. I would have thought by now maybe they might think to bring him up, but maybe they feel like he's more of use in NXT at this stage.
Yeah, true. But then we saw a Persia and Indy backstage vignette thing. What do you make of like these ladies? Because I think they're great workers. I think that this storyline where you're going is starting to get interesting. But like, what's your take on it?
I like them both. They're very good in-ring performers, but I just feel like they've given them such shitty stories to work with, especially the stuff that was going on with Indy when Dexter, had his hand broken and he was in the hospital. And so she was like having the boohoo face in the middle of the tag matches, not concentrating. I thought it was fucking rich that she said to Persia, she asked Persia if she was focused because of her lovey-dovey text with Duke Hudson, considering only a few months ago she was pulling worse shit in the tag team matches because Dexter was in hospital. Like, it was a broken hand, dude. It wasn't like he had a spinal injury or something. It was a broken hand. And why is he in hospital for longer than a week for a broken hand?
Well, I find it interesting is like, you see Duke Hudson now, and it's like how like he's hugging like Persia but looking at Indy. Like, what I reckon would be like a cool spin is like if Indy just goes fucking heel on Dexter, and then it's like the three Australians, and it's like this weird like, what's that movie? Not Fatal Attraction. You remember the movie from like early 2000s with like, Ryan Phillippe? You know what I mean? It's like,
Cruel Intentions.
Cruel Intentions. I reckon, dude, how fucking like insane would that be? Like in 2022, doing a Cruel Intention style like gimmick.
Yeah, man. If you want to get cutting edge, then you want to get a little bit edgy. That's where you go. I would say
that's as edgy as you can get. But again, like whether that's in this day and age, is that going to be an acceptable storyline?
Probably not. Brian Alvarez will probably start getting all over sexualizing things, those types of dirt sheet marks will just crucify it, and then their little followers will join in. So
yeah, unfortunately,
sign of the times. Yep.
Yeah, everyone's got a fucking voice, bro. Everyone who has gotten a Twitter account or a Facebook or an Instagram has an opinion that's always heard. So, but dude, next match, Wendy Chu, Dakota Kai versus Persia Pirotta and Indy Hartwell. I'm going to hand it over to you. Give us your thoughts on this match.
Again, bro, I have to bring up Wade Barrett, talking to Vic Joseph. I actually got myself a VIP pass to the Toxic Lounge, but I've lost it. And then, Vic, I guess, ad-libbing, saying that he actually stole it and threw it away. Wade Barrett is killing me every week. There's another thing he said later on that I want to bring up as well. The opening spot, though, with Persia and Wendy Chu's hair, I was like, whose idea was that? I hate the Wendy Chu gimmick. I think she's a great wrestler. I think she's cool, but I hate her gimmick. I don't understand what this whole thing is. She's pinning. This is a tournament. This is the Dusty Classic. This is serious business, right? And she's trying to pin someone whilst doing that on their chest. We get it. We get it. You sleep a lot. You like to wear your onesie all the time. Do you ever wash it? I don't know, because you sleep in it. You're in the ring wrestling in it. Don't get it. I thought Dakota and Chu winning the match was surprising. But, I guess they're furthering this story with Hartwell and Pirotta. But, yeah, this Wendy Chu gimmick's just ate me alive, bro.
Bro, in all honesty, I looked at it and I'm going, I really was surprised that they didn't have Persia and over in this match. I thought they were going to get them all the way to the finals and then have the big blow off for their storyline there as well, which I thought would have been cool. What you say about Wendy Chu, I was the exact same way when I saw this. I thought this gimmick is fucking stupid. When I saw her work and going into that and doing that sort of stuff, like it's an enjoyable gimmick that they can have the kids buy into and buy pillows and all that sort of stuff. And the gimmick will evolve. Her as a worker, I think she's phenomenal. Like she was with Boa for a while under a different gimmick altogether, like this dark, face painted, never spoke. And like this is a complete transformation. I'm surprised they went like in the complete, opposite. But again, a great performer put in a stupid gimmick. It's up to her to really try and make it work. And to be honest, I think she's doing the best she can in the situation that's given.
Yeah, exactly. You're only as good as the content given to you. And I think it probably was a better idea to get her out of that gimmick she was in before, because she's actually got quite a nice face. So I don't think you should hide that behind all that hair. And
she's got amazing facial features. I think. Yeah. And even her facial expressions in the ring, like her eyes, like her face, very like she's a perfect baby face. Her face is very lights up. You know what I mean? That big smile, perfect baby face.
Yeah, I just don't know where you're going to be able to go with the gimmick. I just, as Dusty Rhodes would say, "Where's the money? Where's the money?
Where's the money, baby?" Yeah, I get it, man. But you know what? It's funny. Like I just kind of like, and I think I said this last week, and I've said this in the past few weeks. Every time I watch like NXT, it's kind of like they like treating them like the kids of WWE. Like even the chant at the beginning of the first match, like "You don't go here." I'm like, hey, bro, are you fucking serious?
I don't know where that chant came from. That was stupid, bro.
Like, do you reckon like when like Harley Race turned up in WWF back in the 80s and the crowd like someone came up to him and said, "You don't even go here." Like he'd go, "Oh, okay." Like, how do you think that would fly?
Fuck that, bro.
Yeah, but look, man, we saw Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai go over in this. I actually thought Dakota Kai had a good match in this. I enjoyed her work in this match. Everyone knows I'm not really a big fan of hers, but I will put her over in this and say I really enjoyed her work here. Next, we saw Imperium and the Creed brothers with a video package. And this looks good. My only question for you, bro, would be like, do you think it's like too soon and the Creed brothers are too green to put the straps on them?
So here's the thing with NXT. A lot of these guys, when they win these championships, it seems like they don't really defend them very often. So I think Imperium, I don't even know, like I can't remember if they've actually defended the title since they won them. Maybe they have, and I've missed an episode here or there, but it just feels like these guys haven't defended their championships very often. So by the time that the Creed brothers and Imperium actually have this title match, I can't see Imperium losing them yet because I just don't feel like they've even established themselves as being champions and fighting champions. All I've seen of them is coming out for promos and wearing turtlenecks and looking the part, looking great. I'm a big fan of them, but I just feel like shit. Like, come on, let's get some title defenses under the belt.
Yeah, they did defend the titles against Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner, I believe.
Right, okay, that's one. Very good.
Yeah, that's one I can remember off the top of my head. But look, dude, I honestly, I'm impressed with the Creed brothers, man. These guys look like money. I just don't know, like, you're going to put the tag titles on them like this early on. Like, when did they really? How long have they been on NXT television? Like 6 months.
Yeah, good point, bro. I wouldn't be offended if they did a little hot potato. And it's something that we don't see very much anymore. A little hot potato with a belt, if they win them the first time, there's a rematch, maybe Imperium suddenly get them back. It can be realistic at times that people slip on a banana peel here and there and go back and forth with belts. It doesn't always have to be these long title reigns where by the time you know that this match is happening, the title change is happening at that show because clearly it's at that point. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like sometimes we need a bit more spontaneity when it comes to these things.
Yeah, man, like title changes at house shows and stuff like that. It gives it gives something special for the house. But
I'm not talking about like WCW 2000 with the heavyweight title. I'm not talking about that kind of hot potato of the belt because that was way overboard. I think one stage was like 5 title changes in 2 weeks or something. But like, it's nothing wrong with every now and then someone slipping on a banana peel.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. It makes it realistic as well because you look at like, a UFC or a boxing or a Muay Thai fight. You know what I mean? Like everyone's got a puncher's chance, and I think that makes it really cool. And I agree, man. I think that that'd be a good way to do it. I think the Creed brothers, and again, are they too green to go on the spot? Possibly, but how many tag teams have they got in NXT? And this brings up another thing I wanted to ask you as well. Let's talk about the Dusty Classic. I think they should make this a more bigger and prestigious thing, both for the women and the men's tag teams. Make it a whole big pay-per-view, blow off, whatever the fuck, right? You can have the guys bring in like fucking, the like tag teams from like Raw and SmackDown and NXT, but bring in like a classic tag team, like let's say the Dudley Boys and like, something like that. And then you can really have this amazing, like classic tournament thing. And like, you don't have to have like an all tag team fucking pay-per-view or whatever, but have the blow off be the final match. You know what I mean? Like kind of how they do, with other style, like King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, stuff like that. And I think that make it a bigger deal, but have everyone included in it.
That makes so much sense because like right now what I'm doing is I'm watching chronologically all of WCW, WWF, and ECW in 2000. So I watched Nitro, then Raw, then Thunder, then etc. At the moment where I'm up to, they've started with 32 people for the King of the Ring tournament. And all of this shit is going on through the weeks of television with all of these qualifying matches on Heat, on Raw, on SmackDown. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is real. This is a great tournament. It seems like it's so big. There's so many people wanting and vying for this opportunity. If you get more teams than what they've got, and you bring in the headbangers, you bring in, some other tag teams from the main roster, you bring in some well-known teams that, maybe just for a shot here or there.
The nostalgia
bring
act.
them in. Yeah, even though they won't win, it's interesting. It would be interesting to have those wild card entries. Like, this is such a big tournament that the headbangers have lobbied to get on this tournament because they want to win the Dusty Classic. Dusty Rhodes means this to them, or even the Rock and Roll Express. It's their last year as a tag team. They want to retire. Hey, Dusty was our boy. We want to win the Dusty Classic. Things like that. I think, that you're onto something there. It shouldn't just be, okay, we have like 6 tag teams, but we also need to make up a couple of put together tag teams of singles wrestlers to make up a tournament. I think you're right. You're on the money there, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? At least it gives one time a year where tag team wrestling gets a major focus. And I think that's where it really needs to be. Especially, man, like if you're going to do a Dusty Classic tag team tournament, make it mean something really fucking special, not just like a throwaway episode of your developmental TV.
Exactly, because like when you look at the brackets, you know who's going to at least the semifinals or at least the finals. You can see when you look at it where it's headed. It will be just more interesting if you had more teams and more threats to winning that tournament.
I agree, man. But next match we had is Amari Miller versus Lash Legend. Your thoughts, brother?
I didn't really care for this. See, before this, that was when I had my nap. I slept for like an hour and a half, bro. I don't know. I was watching it and I was just like, my God. I was like, my God, I need to go lay down for a minute. And there's a reason for that, because I had to be up at the crack of dawn to try and interview someone who didn't show up, but we won't go into that.
Lovely.
So, yeah, I didn't really care for it. And I felt like they're forcing an issue with Lash Legend and Nikita Lyons. I feel like this is a lazy approach. Lash is upset because she's taking some of her spotlight. Lash hasn't been on the show. She hasn't done her lashing out segment. No, is that lashing out or is that
lashing out?
She hasn't done that for fucking months, and she's all of a sudden concerned with this debuting wrestler, and is that's lazy. That took them 2 minutes to think of something to get an issue between the two of them. Bit of a wag of the finger there on my behalf.
Think of how impressive that tag team would look with Nikita Lyon and Lash Legend. These two just, amazing athletes that are just, Amazon women that would just like wreak havoc.
That would be interesting, bro. Are you okay, my friend? I will tell you. I'll tell you this, bro. The husky voice is quite sexy.
Well, don't get too wet just yet, brother, because we got a while to go. But Lash Legend, man, impressive looking, dude. Like just really, really just impressive look. Good, cool ring gear. Amari Miller to me, man, is just a great in-ring performer. You see how she sells. She crawls to that rope. She makes you believe she's in a world of hurt. Her moonsault as well, I thought that was pretty neat. That sort of run up the turnbuckles and then flipping off. I thought that was really, really well done. I popped for that. But yeah, I feel like I just hope that they just don't keep Amari Miller in this spot of just there to put people over.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't last for too much longer. I think she's doing quite well.
Yeah. But next we saw Solo Sikoa backstage interview. Man, he's an intense dude, bro. How long do you reckon it's going to be before they join him up with his brothers in the bloodline?
I'm looking forward to that. I think, God, like that group is already is already quite dominant. Imagine they add him to the fray, and you got this team of 4. That's going to be something. But yeah, the only note I wrote for the Solo Sikoa interview was he better not get interrupted, and thankfully he did not.
I know, it's like every time there's a backstage interview, you know, there's someone who's gonna walk up and go, "Hey," but no, I thought it was good, really intense. You know, he looks so much like his brothers, and I love the fact that they're not like even like WWE now no selling any second generation, third generation wrestlers because that's the flavor of the month over there.
Yeah.
But what are they going to do in 6 months' time? They're going to go, oh, by the way, this guy's brother, like this is Hulk Hogan's kid, you know. But after that, we saw Briggs and Jensen backstage with Elektra Lopez, which turns into them talking about cars. And the fucking thing I popped the most at is when Elektra Lopez said you wouldn't even know what to do with a real woman if she was standing in front of you. And he goes, ha, that's on you. I've never actually been with a real woman. And I was like, huh? There's some Brokeback Mountain shit about to go on here. But no, like I thought he yeah, I think these segments are hilarious, dude. Like, you know, Briggs and Jensen are a funny ass team together. And putting him in these situations, I think, you know, it's great.
I really did like this. I sometimes I like their segments, sometimes I don't. But this one I did like because you know they're looking at the phone and he said like, look at the rear on that, and as she's walking past. And one thing I want to say is, you know, the son of Bull Buchanan there, Jensen, he is such a bad actor that it's good. He is so bad at acting that it's actually quite good, I think. That's what was popping me. And as they came out of that segment, I guess because he said something about not being, never being with a real woman, Wade Barrett said something about, you know, now that Vic Joseph's no longer single, something about helping Jensen out with an inflatable woman.
Oh, wow.
And then Vic, it was silence on commentary for like 10 seconds. You know, Vic Joseph muted himself because he started laughing. And then Wade Barrett made sure to mention it's been silent for a little while here. Barrett is on fire, bro.
Mate, Barrett on commentary is so good. Like, I enjoyed him when he was on NWA, but like, do you reckon they're gonna like if he goes up onto the main roster? I think he would fucking demolish Corey Graves.
Oh, fuck Corey Graves, bro. Like, Wade Barrett is where it's at. This guy is my favorite thing on the show, and it's the color commentator. And I like a lot of the people on the show, but the color commentator is getting me every single week.
Yeah, because he's doing his job, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, after that we saw Gunter versus Solo Sikoa. What did you think of this one, dude?
Sorry, I was just laughing again about the inflatable woman joke. And he put the heat on Vic Joseph over it. That's great. Yeah, man, when I knew this match was coming up next, I was like, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Now we're talking. Now there's a real fucking fight on our hands. I get annoyed at the Walter chants. I think at this point, get over it. Get over it. It's, you know, fans always have to try and get themselves over, and it's just irritating. So it's a big, you know, Hoss fight to start off right here. I loved another comment from Wade Barrett. I don't know what he was talking about at this. I can't really remember, but he was talking about Twitter and people, you know, using big words on Twitter and they need to use them in real life. And he said this, my policy is to ignore everything I read on Twitter unless it's Mandy Rose, then I screenshot it. He must be laughing her ass off backstage, bro.
Mate, he just like must like have like all these one-liners just ready to go away. Like it's fucking awesome to see. Dude, this match to me didn't disappoint. Not to be honest, stole the fucking the show for me. That power bomb finish with the double power bombs.
Yeah,
bro, just showing how much punishment that he needs to do to put Sikoa away. Again, this was not a burial of Sikoa. This was not anything. This was like, you know, the senior worker going over in this case being Gunter. And to be honest, I thought it was great. It was stiff. It was an old school, hard hitting fucking match. Balls on the wall, balls to the wall. Again, man, I enjoy it. Again, with the fucking Walter chants, man. To me, honestly, I think that's up to Gunther, man. He needs to be able to, get the crowd to chant what he fucking wants them to chant. He needs to get them to react how he wants them to react. As a heel, you want to get heat, then you need to do something to get heat. You don't want them to call you Walter. Well, fucking guess what? Call yourself something else. You don't want to get Walter chants? Well, maybe go back to calling yourself Walter.
Yeah.
You know, again, like they're not going to do that. They're just going to let it play out and play out and play out because that's what WWE does.
Of course. And I want to ask you this. How long do you think until Solo Sikoa just becomes Sikoa?
Or Solo.
Or Solo.
Every time I hear his name, I get thirsty and want to drink a Solo.
It's a thirst quencher.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I reckon they'll call him Solo Uso by the end of the year.
I'm thinking they're just going to go Sikoa, so we'll put a little wager on that one.
That'd be a cool name to go by, to be honest. But yeah, let's go. Lock it in. Dolph Ziggler.
By the way, sorry, bro. I was going to say the right man did win. It was time for Solo to lose his first match, and the right man did win. If anyone's going to beat him, it should be Gunther.
Yeah. I mean, someone credible that, looks and can go and an established worker. I agree. Dolph Ziggler, Tommaso Ciampa, and Braun backstage segment thing. Again, just the build up for a match. Could we be seeing a triple threat match now with Braun Breaker, Dolph and Tommaso?
I think that's where they're going to be headed for this. I can't remember the name of the show, the big show that they're doing WrestleMania weekend. I assume that this is going to be the main event.
I think so too, man. I think it'll be a pretty big show, dude. Dolph, to me, honestly, like, going in there doing his thing, he's got a different look. I think, I honestly believe he'll go in. Braun will go over, and he'll go back to somewhere else on the card on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, good call, bro. Good call.
Yeah, I mean, it's not what I'd like to see. I'd kind of like to see him have a run with the NXT title. I think that'd be a pretty cool sort of spot for him to be in, being that veteran. Let him have a run with it for a month or two. Again, like you said, with the tag titles, you could hot potato it within a couple of months.
I wouldn't be offended by that either, It's good seeing Dolph actually get to do something interesting.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's a great talent, and to have that on your roster and not just have him sitting in catering is a fucking shame, dude. Next we saw where is this? We saw another Persia and indie segment where Duke comes in. Storyline's getting interesting. As I said, it'd be pretty cool to see a Cruel Intention style of storyline going past after WrestleMania weekend, but I don't know if they'll really go through with that. But man, next we saw Draco Anthony versus Haaland. What do you think of this one? I'm going to give you the thing because I've got a few things I want to say about this.
Yeah, fair enough, bro. The only thing I wanted to say about that segment was that sometimes Indy's acting is a little off, especially when she was asking where Dexter was. But Haaland and Draco Anthony, I didn't have much to say, really. I just said I was glad it was a pinfall victory and none of this fucking stopping the match because he's smashing his head into the canvas. I think pinfall victory, that's what I want to see. I want to see him pin someone, and I like the way that he, held his arms over him as well for that pinfall.
Yeah, I reckon that pinfall, like the crossing across the neck, that looked pretty cool. Haaland should not come off his fucking feet. Like, you're building him as a monster, and you have him do a fucking bump off a drop kick.
I didn't remember that. I can't believe that they actually let that happen. He shouldn't leave his feet for 6 months.
No, I agree. Like, I mean, make him look like he looks like a killer. You know what I mean? Present him like that. Don't have him do that. Like, I think someone needs to fucking have their head checked for that. The pin cover, as I said, looked nasty. Afterwards when Harlan picks him up, manhandles him, and then starts hugging him. Man, like, dude, that's some prison love shit right there, right?
It was interesting, yeah.
Yeah, if he had kissed him on the forehead, then I would have gone, fuck, this is prison love, man.
That would have been a nice touch, wouldn't it?
Anthony's about to become Harlan's bitch. Yeah, and dude, like next we saw Carmelo Hayes and Trick backstage promo, and he's actually got a new fucking line, who's next for Mello. So that's probably going to be the next thing that we're going to hear for the next 6 months. Every time I see their promos, dude, I kind of check out because I kind of feel like the same shit every single week.
Yeah, I'm not into the act. I feel like I've seen this a million times. This type of gimmick, this type of sassy, thing. The only thing I wrote for the interview was no interruptions, please, and thankfully we didn't get any. So
there you go. But Cora Jade, Raquel Gonzalez versus I got Leon and Ferowich.
For Roz, I don't know. Valentina Feroz.
Yes, I can't pronounce it. Yeah,
Ferric.
These two white. Yeah, we'll go with whatever. This match was this match was interesting. I think Leon and Feroic, they were just showed a lot of like lucha libre style, like jumping off the top rope, moving around, very fast paced. I thought it was enjoyable, man. I really enjoyed it. But to me, honestly, there was no doubt that Jade and Gonzalez were going over for this one.
Definitely, bro. I don't like the dancing gimmick. If you're about to get into a fight, I don't think dancing all cute is something that you should be seeing. The dives to the outside were tremendous. I really enjoyed that. Especially the first one when she was kind of like launched over the top rope. I thought that was really cool. Cora Gonzalez getting the win. We knew that was coming. I did not like the double T move to win the match. I'm not into that one.
Yeah, no, neither was I, man. And it's just kind of like, it is what it is. Not everything that can be a hit, but hey, look, I thought the match itself was all right. I thought some spots were a little bit off. But overall, I wasn't disappointed with the match at all.
Yeah, no, it was a great match. Yeah.
Yeah. After that, we saw Tiffany Stratton beating down Saray. Man, your favorite character in the show,
dude. This is my favorite moment of the show. Okay.
Really?
Yes, it was. I wrote this down. Tiffany Stratton attacking the Japanese schoolgirl and slamming her into the plastic garage door is champagne television viewing. And for what? Because she offered to give her a necklace and she said no. What a fucking weak way to create an issue between them. What the hell was that all about? Come on.
Yeah, dude, but the thing was, like, Saray, like, how rude are you? You're like, we're giving you a gift. And she's like, but you know what? Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I thought it was a bit of a piss weak way to create a storyline, to be honest. But, again, going back to that schoolyard thing, like she, putting her in the schoolyard outfit and the school mentality, treating these performers like kids. And I don't know, man. I'm almost 40 years of age, bro. So maybe I'm a little bit too old for NXT these days.
It's possible, bro. I don't know. It's just fuck. So sometimes they really get it right, like with the LA Knight Grayson Waller story, but then you have angles like this being, thought of, and it's like, come on, like there's got to be a better way to like kick off an angle between two people than someone declining being given a necklace. What?
Oh. Just fucking stupidity, and just lazy creative, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's like, insult a necklace, say it's shit, and offer to give her a new one. She's going to say no, and you're going to go, nobody says no to me, and beat the fuck out of her. Okay.
What kind of human being is that would snap that quickly? Like,
but it's like, hey, California, can I borrow $100? No, fuck you. What the fuck?
Man, I don't know.
Maybe this could be a build to like her character, and she's going to be like this psychotic princess. You know what I mean? Like this demon psychotic just coming through and just be like, psychotic princess.
Maybe.
Weird and worse shit has happened, bro, and you know it. Then we saw Tony D'Angelo video package talking about WrestleMania weekend, talking about, he's got a big fish that he's going to call out. I know, like, I enjoy Tony D'Angelo, bro. What do you think of the package itself?
Hey, T, how you fucking doing, Tone, huh? How you fucking doing? Yeah, I love Tony D'Angelo, bro. What a great character. This is one of the characters that they've got correct so far. This guy's just nailing it. And every time he makes a reference to some guy he knows, he uses a name, and it's always someone whose name is the name of a character from The Sopranos. I love The Sopranos. It's one of my favorite shows. So anytime that happens, I love it, bro.
Well, you know what, dude? I get the same thing, and I'm just sitting here like I'm almost finished like the first season of Godfather of Harlem, and like so to me, like I like seeing Tony. Hey, it's Tony. I think it's a cool gimmick, man. But it's also like I think this vignette showed a little bit of darkness to it as well, which I thought was pretty unique. I'm a big fan of Tony D. Next, we saw Andre Chase versus Von Wagner. Von Wagner now, bro, he walks with purpose. He looks like like as just being this doe-eyed baby face, now being this heel, this killer, having Robert Stone there. To me, like he has sense and purpose now. Andre Chase is a good worker. I like his in-ring work. This gimmick, much like Wendy Chu, how long can you really keep doing this gimmick and have this guy working in fucking like dress shoes and a sweater? That's just my thought. But I thought Von Wagner, man, he looked violent, he looked hard, and I even like his new like little phrase as well. This is my world, and you're just living in it. And I'm like, so simple, but pretty fucking cool. But to me, honestly, I think Von Wagner, man, he's got future champion written all over him. He's a guy that you can go and looks at like that Vince loves, right? He loves those big fucking dudes. He's a guy like if they can keep the momentum with him and keep building this persona with him and get it to that level, and he can be that big time heel and keep Robert Stone with him, and he could be a big star for them.
Definitely, I see a lot of upside with him. But yeah, bro, first note I wrote was, does Chase not ever wear any ring gear? Is he always in his little sweater? Like, that must be uncomfortable to wrestle in something like that.
You'd imagine so.
I like Robert Stone, the former Robbie E. I like him in his role, and I really hope that they keep him around and make him a bit of a major player as far as a referee is concerned. If there is one day where there is no Paul Heyman on the main roster and no MVP, I think this guy can be, a manager that you can keep in the company for the future. He's just very good at what he does. I also wrote that blonde referee. She's cute, man. I don't care. I mean, I was trying to enjoy. I was trying to enjoy this match, but I just kept on looking at her because she's gorgeous. The pupil getting smacked in the fucking face. I love that, bro. I love that. Von Wagner slaying it in there. I popped for that. And at that point, I knew Chase was not going to win the match. But Von Wagner is looking strong, bro.
He is, man. He's looking strong. And, I wonder where they're going to go with him, man. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for them. And I think even, could he go on and potentially be, a challenger for Bron Breakker? Because they even made, the little, you listen to commentary, bro. There's always these little seeds that they're planted there. And he was like, he was upset. Carmelo Hayes and Bron Breakker went on to win championship belts. He didn't. He's he's now got this purpose and And to me, I think that they could definitely do that and build it up. Not necessarily have him go over Breaker, but at least have him there as like a credible another big guy for him to go up against.
Definitely. Yeah. I can see that right now. And in 6 months, that's going to be the headlining match.
I reckon, dude. But then we saw the Nikita Lyon interview, which, bro, I've seen better acting in like 90s porn, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. All I wrote was, no one talks like this in real life. No one talks like that. Someone needs to work with her on her promos, man. Like, it's all well and good that she sounded good in the vignettes because, you can really cut that up and make it look good and make it sound good. But that promo should have been done over because it just didn't sound realistic that anyone would talk like that.
Yeah, it sounded almost like very robotic and be like, yeah, and maybe she can bring this back, but make sure she brings the same attitude back. It's almost like she's reading it, but like going, yes, she can bring back lashing out, and she also must bring that same fire and attitude to that.
Yeah, and then when she finished talking, she just stared at the camera like awkwardly for like 5 seconds. And 5 seconds might not sound like a long time, but it is when someone's just going, waiting for them to cut away.
But is that her fault or is that
no? It's not her fault. None of this is her fault. None of it.
But we said the same thing last week. Remember, she was standing in the ring and the camera's gone to her, and she's like, you know what I mean? Like she had no fucking idea there's a camera on her. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's production, like not basically, doing the best by the performers and making them look the best that they can. That's bullshit.
Yeah, whoever's shooting the pre-tape with her to do that interview, they need to be like, you know what? We can do one better than that. We can do one. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. They got all day. They got all week to film all this shit. With the pre-tapes. It's not like they have to do them live.
No, I completely agree, dude. Next, we had the main event of the evening. Mello with Trick Williams versus Pete Dunne for the NXT North American Championship. Bro, take it away. Give us your thoughts.
Well, the crowd started a "This is awesome" chant when barely anything cool had happened yet. They're just like zombies when it comes to this kind of thing. They just followed like the same old shit all the time. They always throw these fucking chants in when nothing's happened yet. It was okay. It was a good match. Whatever. Like I'm not into Carmelo Hayes. I'm sorry. I actually kind of thought, you know what? I think Pete Dunne should win the belt here. It would be like something surprising, and if Hayes beats him back for it, in a rematch, at the big show on WrestleMania weekend, cool. But I just was bored with it. I didn't think this should have been the main event. I think this should have opened the show because I feel like the Tommaso Bron Breakker Dirty Dogs match was more exciting going into it, not knowing who was going to win. In this, you knew Carmelo wasn't going to drop the belt to him, but it would have been nice if he did.
I agree. I had the feeling there was plenty of near falls in this match. Again, the chant going, "This is awesome!" Like when nothing had really happened in the match. These guys, like to me, honestly, Pete Dunne has never had a bad match. I've never seen a bad Pete Dunne match. I had here the crowd was going off for the match. Non-stop spot after spot for a while there during the match as well. Hayes over, and then afterwards, Hayes announces he's going to defend the title in a ladder match. Again, bro, like to me, like storyline wise, okay, no worries. So wrestlers now call out, yeah, I'm going to defend my title in a ladder match against this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I think you need an authority figure. You need someone, or like even commentary to go, hey, this just announced. The wrestler's doing it. It's kind of like, You know what I mean? Like,
This is like how I complain about every week someone's doing a backstage interview and then 10 seconds in someone interrupts. Every week, wrestlers just make their own matches. They just make their own matches. How about this? How about Carmelo Hayes escapes by the skin of his teeth? He's walking away with the championship, And then someone who shouldn't have been released in the first place, General Manager William Regal, should come out and be like, you know what, Sunshine, I think what we should do next week is we should have ourselves a ladder match for the NXT North American Championship. And then have Carmelo Hayes be like, no. How hard is that? How hard is that? Why do they get rid of him? They need an authority figure. Wrestlers can't be booking their own matches. This is ridiculous. It's not realistic.
It just looks silly to me. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different ways that they can improve that.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, look, that has been NXT for the week, dude. Overall, man, I thought this show was, again, man, I'm gonna say it, hit and miss. This week was like, it didn't do anything to excite me in this show. Put it that way.
If I could make a comparison, Piers,
Sure.
when I used to watch Raw is War in 1999, 2000. I was so excited from start to finish. I even didn't want to blink, because if I blinked, I was afraid of missing something for like less than 1/8 of a second.
Yeah.
This show, I went and took a nap halfway through. That's telling. Back in the day, I would have never done that. I paused it and I went and lay down on my bed for a nap. That's the comparison, bro. Like, it's a nice show. It's a safe show, but it's not keeping me on the edge of my seat. It's not making me be like, oh, I can't wait. And when we go off the air, it's not making me go, no, I have to wait another week for the next episode. That's what it was like for me back in the day. I don't get that anymore. I don't get that feeling anymore.
100%, dude. 100%. And I don't know, they can definitely bring it back. You know, wrestling is a hot product, and it's always, and right now it's had a boom of it, really. So there's a lot to see what they can do. But this has been another episode of NXT Roundup. Huge shout outs to our sponsors, Health Vape and Sleeps.com, for all of their support. Make sure you check out both of those companies. Use them promo code MWPod to get a 10% discount on your final purchase. But Karlifornia, what have you got planned for the rest of your evening, sir?
Well, it seems I've just received another email, and it's not from an anonymous Raw general manager. I've received an email from someone who has not shown up for an interview twice in 12 hours, and now apparently they might be ready for that interview. So we'll see what happens.
Sounds like a good time. Well, guys, make sure you check out everywhere where you find MWA Podcast Network. Hit that subscribe button, hit that share, like, comment. If you're listening to us on any of the podcast platforms, please give us a 5-star fucking review. It helps us. And guys, until next time, we will see you again very, very soon. Until then, this is Karlifornia, this is Piers, and we'll see you again next week. Take care. All the best. Bye.